Hello and welcome once again to Mashinky. Now this is a game that we've done a Let's Play for before on the channel. However, the game has been updating since I finished that Let's Play. I did the first Let's Play pretty much straight after this game came out, or very soon after. And it's been, under development since then. And I'm currently on the experimental build, which adds all the new features that the developer is working on straight into the game for people to test. So obviously if there are bugs, if there are problems, just bear in mind this is the experimental, so that might be one of the reasons. It's also under development, that might be the other reason. But there's been a few things that I'm very interested in, like having multiple headed trains, an update to the physics, all sorts of different things, different sort of hardcore options and stuff like that. So it's sort of, I've been playing it a little bit, and then I just sort of went, you know what, it'd be a good idea to return to this as a series, show you guys what's new. And the other thing, I want to play a train game again. It's been a while since I've played one on my channel, and I do love my train games. So yeah, so we're going to go new game. Now we're going to go on the largest map setting available. I don't want it to be too hilly. Medium just seems to have too many hills. I don't even want to try high, because Jesus, that'd just be mountains everywhere. I'll keep lakes at medium density. That'll spread the cities out a bit. It'll also give me something to sort of build bridges and stuff like that over. Custom maps. These are new options that obviously have been added into the game. So you've got these custom maps. If you wanted to, build your own map, this is where it would show up. And you can build your own map. You've got a world edit here that you can actually start, crafting your own map, which is awesome. But yeah, we're going to go advanced settings as well. I'll go through some of these. This is obviously the standard difficulty, easy, medium, hard, and it'll set these for you, or you can do custom and, change something yourself. We're not going to have a tutorial because we've done that in the previous Let's Play. We are going to have random quests. The only way that we're going to be able to transform or go from era to era is going to be to pay. Now normally it's pay or date, but we're just going to go with pay. So if I want to go to, the Steam Age, or from the Steam Age to, the Industrial Age or whatever, I have to pay for it. We're going to have a large starting loan. This is the largest you can have. I'll keep the additional at 5,000. The reason I'm going with a lot of money, even though I'm setting this up to be a harder game than my last Let's Play, is because if I don't start with a lot of money, then after like the first episode of building one rail track, I've just got to sit there for a while until I earn money, and that's not really going to be fun for you guys watching. So I've given myself a bit of a boost, so for the first few episodes I can go, really build stuff, and then hopefully by the time I've sort of run out of the initial money, I'll have started earning from those initial tracks, and it'll just keep me going. It won't hamper the progress of the series as much. Now some of these options are greyed out because we can't change them yet. Again, in development, I'm pretty sure eventually we will be able to. Reverse when hill too steep, I've got disabled. So if the hill is too steep for a train, on my game, the train will simply slow down and run at a very low speed. The reason I don't want it to reverse if the hill is too steep is because I tend to build one-way systems, and if a train suddenly has to reverse, it might mess up the entire system. Trains stop if I don't have enough money. I've got that sort of going because, well, if you can't pay for the train, it's not really going to do anything, is it? Like, people don't work for free. Trains reverse at the end of the line. I've got that enabled. Yeah, so when this setting is enabled, trains don't automatically turn round. If a train reaches the end of the line, it will reverse at limited speed. So trains can go backwards. So with this option set, there are a few things you can do. You can either build loops, you can send a train to a depot, and you can research trains that can be driven in both directions. I don't know if that one's in the game yet, like that particular option. However, obviously they are planning it. And we are going to be playing with only one depot, which means we will have a single depot to build. Can't build another, can't demolish it and build it again. You have one. So every train will have to come from this one depot, and I cannot wait to see the spaghetti it creates. We're also using the United States for town names. Mostly because I can probably pronounce those easier than any of the others in the list. I would go for default, but then that makes some odd names sometimes as well. So I figure if I'm on United States, there's more of a chance of me actually saying the name correctly. But without further ado, we will start the game. Come on. There we go. Well, yeah, thank you very much. Right, switch into build mode and slow time down to a crawl so I can have a look around. Well, we've certainly got some big patches of water here and there. Settlements are spread out a bit. Now, something else that's changed. It used to be a viable setup to have two cities very close to each other and just cart passengers from one to the other and back. You can still do that to some degree. Obviously, it's harder for us because we can't reverse our trains. The other problem with it, or the other thing that's changed with it, is now cities give more money the further the distance you have to go. So if I cart passengers from here to here, it will give me more money than if I cart them from here to here, because obviously the train has to travel longer. So it does work out roughly the same money per sort of time, but just be aware you will earn more money by sending them longer distances. Now, I want a decent spot. It's a pity there's no sawmill in this small area, because that would have been a nice sort of spot to go with. God, all the sawmills are behind water or not close. This area might be a good one, actually. I've got quite a few cities, a couple of sawmills, only one forest, and that's annoying because thing is, I mean, sawmills can take 2 or 3 forests at maximum before they sort of are doing too many logs and you'll get a backup. There's this area does look good. It might be this area that I start in. There is a lot of forests up here. I could cart the wood a little bit further down to sort of these ones. Yeah, I think I'm starting here. So, first thing I want to do is place my depot. Where do I want it though? And I could put it here, but then, I mean, if the passenger line is what I'm going to make first, then that's kind of far away from the passenger line, isn't it? Tell you what, I will put it up here, because I think I'm going to end up sending trains this way, and I'm also going to build sort of a circuit round here. So yeah, it's not too far away from everything. I think it's in a decent-ish spot. Right. So first thing I want is some stations next to the cities. You want to go for that one first? Yeah, I've got enough cash, I may as well. Okay, and then I'll head back around. Yeah, that'll work. Now, I really would prefer to get rid of the mountain here, or the higher terrain. Let's connect these ones up first and see where I go from there. Did not mean to curve that. No. I do like the building tracks and stuff in this game. I think it's simple, but it works well. Okay. Now that one, I definitely want to just increase it. I'm heading over there, so you know what, that's fine. Down a little bit and then spinning. The reason I'm coming down a little bit extra is because then I can put stations in here and sort of a split off if I start using this sawmill. Okay, that kind of awesome. I got it in the one spot that goes back up. Nice. No, closer. Go there, then down. Perfect. So if I come from there, I prefer not to go up that if I can avoid it. So, to be honest, I'm just going to get rid of it. Costs a bit, but I can afford it. Boom. Okay, so we've got a few cities, and then we'll come straight out of there. I do want to flatten this off though. Now obviously I only want trains going one way on this section, or on this at least, so that's why I'm putting those on like that. Now I have to run around all of here with signals, otherwise things won't go well. I'll end up being stuck with a single train running around the whole thing, which I would prefer to have more than one. Now eventually the trains will be quite long, so I'm probably putting the signals a little bit closer than they need to be, but if they're closer than they need to be, then, you know, no train will get, that went the wrong way, no train will get sort of stuck for ages waiting for the next signal to go, whereas if they're too far away, that's what would happen. So I'd much prefer the signals to be too close than too far away. You didn't change, thank you. And I want another one in that gap. No, there. That's one thing that I think most train games sometimes take a while doing, signals. It's just, it can be so monotonous putting signals down. There we go. Lovely. I would like some along here actually as well, just so it doesn't take ages getting the trains out. But there we go. We've got them done. Now, next thing I want to do is I actually want to add some roads in the cities that go across the rail line and then loop round. Because by doing this, the cities are more likely to build houses where there's already a road. And so by adding the road in myself, although it does cost me to add it in, it makes it more likely that, you know, houses will be built in the area that the train can reach. Whereas if the city just expanded in this direction, it would become much harder for this station to actually accommodate that city. So by surrounding the rails like this, it just gives it a larger chance of, you know, homes being built where I want them and where will be sort of effective for me. Again, it does cost a bit, but if you do it early, it means that, you know, you don't have to worry as much about later on it doesn't get done and then your city just grows in an odd way and you'll never get it back. But that's one of the reasons that I try and leave sort of 2 squares of rail next to each station. One for a signal and then one for the road. And last, oh no, I already did that one. Good. So next for trains. Now this has changed a little as well. When you select the trains now, you'll see that it has the weight listed down here. It also has this just up here. So what this is it tells you that the train will go a maximum of 40 miles an hour with a maximum of 168 tons. So if I had this train at 168 tons exactly, it will still go 40 mile an hour on flat terrain. If, however, it's going uphill, then obviously it's going to make it harder and a lower speed. Also, if I go above 168 tons, I won't be able to hit that 40 miles an hour anymore. Now, obviously, these have different weights. They also have weight for the people on them, or the trees that they're carrying, or the logs they're carrying, or so on and so forth. So, you've got to take into consideration not the empty weight so much, but the full weight, which is in the brackets. So as I add these cars, you can see the full weight going up, and I've just got to make sure that it stays below that. If I add another, that's 22. Yeah, we can add one more, so that's 5 carriages? Yeah, which is pretty good actually. So, you're going to go there first, then to that one, all around the loop. There you go. Start that and unpause. Now, the other thing you can do is, instead of going around the loop like I just did adding stations, if you click on an already existing train that has stations listed, it will take all of its orders and copy them. So, unpause again. Once that train leaves that station, I'll set the next one going. There we go. I don't want them too close to each other. Again, once it leaves the station, I'll send the next one. Well, we've already used 2,500 of our cash. Now obviously just remember these trains do burn off cash as they're running. So you don't want to add too many of them if they're not making any money, because then you will lose sort of money quickly and then the trains will stop moving and it will be terrible. Cost me a couple of hundred for every train. Okay, that one's there. So that one, maybe I didn't need that one actually, the 6th train. But there we go, we've got 6 trains on the line. And we've delivered enough passengers, thank you. Okay, there is a small gap. I might actually just make that one wait for a short while. There we go. Just to increase that gap a little. And stop that one, and then... yeah, that'll work. Got a decent spacing between them. Now obviously some of these cities aren't collecting many passengers or any passengers, so if we build a waiting room, that will extend the station a bit, and now it is collecting passengers. Wonderful. It's also got coal at it? What? Why on earth do you have coal? I don't understand. I didn't think I'd added anything that would give it coal. And it only got one piece. I have no idea. Wow. I do love the look of these trains. They are kind of awesome. But I think that is where we're going to end the first episode, guys. So hopefully you are as excited as I am to be back playing Mashinky. And please like, comment and subscribe. And I shall see you next time.